Hey camp friends, we are back here today for another update on NovusWay, the ministries, since the pandemic, quite frankly, started. And it's fun, both the sounds of the YMCA children in the background are just wonderful to hear. We want folks to know that's what you're hearing in the background. We're excited about that.
Yeah, we didn't stage it. We actually couldn't find a quiet place on campus, which is really remarkable and wonderful to have these children present. It makes us feel a little bit more normal.
I know, right?
These abnormal times.
Right, absolutely. The sound of children is always a wonderful thing. So it's been a while since we gathered together to give updates to our camp friends out there in the world, and we wanted to have an opportunity to catch you up as we hit the end of 2020 and start thinking about 2021 and moving forward. So the first thing we wanted to share was some exciting news about our Light the Fire appeal.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and first we want to thank you all. We'll get into a little more detail on that in a moment, but your generosity has been astounding, and we're so blessed and grateful. But yes, we have hit the $1 million mark since we launched the Light the Fire appeal, which is bridging the gap to Summer Camp 2021. We have raised over $1 million since we launched it May 22nd, in sort of the midst of the early part of the pandemic.
Yeah, and as Bo said, we are super grateful, camp friends. We set a pretty bold, audacious goal of 1.8 million to get us through until Summer Camp 2021. And that goal deadline is May 31st of 2021. And we are well on our way to hitting that goal. And that is because of you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for that. How about, Bo, can we share with our friends kind of the financial state of the ministry at this point? Because the news that we shared in the beginning was sort of grim. We gave them a plan, we told them what we were doing, but let's let them know how that plan's been working.
Well, it continues to be difficult, as you can imagine. I mean, we're in the business of bringing large groups of people together in close community, which is probably the worst model for this COVID environment. So obviously we've been hurt significantly on the revenue side, but remarkably, we have, back last spring when it all started, we were concerned. We had no revenue and we had significant expenses, so we went to work quickly with our leadership team and board and made a plan. Obviously the Light the Fire appeal was one of those. We immediately began cutting some expenses. There's obviously direct costs of not having camp, and that also reduces our expenses. But again, remarkably and gratefully, we have been able to, month after month, pay the bills. Yeah. And it feels a little bit like we're living in 1 Kings 17, where the widow who was called to feed Elijah, she was concerned about the flour and the oil running out, and it never did. And we feel a little bit like we're living in those times. God's miraculous provision, your remarkable generosity, we just keep having amazing things happen, and we are able each month. I mean, we don't have a huge cushion, and it's hard what we're doing, but we are making it. And we have been able to continue to advance some of our strategic objectives. We're actually getting better at some things because we're being forced to. Right. And we think we're going to come out the other side of this really strong. And not to say it's not hard and tragic, and we're all heartbroken for the loss that so many families have experienced in this crazy, crazy pandemic. But our team is in good spirits. It's been hard. Many of our team members have made big sacrifices, but again, we continue to pay the bills. Yeah. And that's, given the environment with very little revenue, that's a good thing.
That is a good thing. So now I think what's super exciting is we are coming to the end of 2020, and I know the world is yearning and longing for this year to be over. I can't say personally I disagree with that. So let's look ahead to 2021 and what it means as our friends, our camp friends, our donors, our campers, our parents continue to support the ministry through the Light the Fire appeal. At first, that was about sustaining us, getting us through. And now we have to do the work for program for the coming year while navigating still uncertainty about COVID and people's comfort levels. But I think it will be helpful for folks to hear what 2021, what we're thinking about and considering and looking toward, because that's really what the Light the Fire piece is going to be funding as we go into the new year.
Sure. Well, we have some programming on the books for winter and spring. Obviously, we've really learned how to do this well in a socially distanced and safe and healthy way. So we're looking forward to welcoming more and more folks back on site at each of our 4 sites. We are fully preparing for summer camp 2021, and we're very, very hopeful and excited about that. But it's important to note that we are in a time when, hosted ministry, for example, which is retreat rentals, we're not having a lot of that, and if we are, they're very small groups, and that's a revenue line item that we depend on to operate. And again, the generosity of so many has helped make up that. Also, obviously, registration revenue from summer camp and programs, that's been so significantly reduced. So while we do want to say we're grateful and we're in a good place, it's still somewhat tenuous, and we can't let off the gas.
Right.
We will keep working hard as a team, and we will also keep depending on the generosity of our Synod partners and churches and donors, and we need that to continue because, as you know, the goal of the Light the Fire appeal is 1.8 million.
Right.
We mentioned we've crossed 1 million, so that's great, but we still have a ways to go.
Yeah, and that continued effort into 2021 is going to be directly paying to help us plan and navigate programming coming into the new year, new life, new year, lighting that fire to getting us all back together safely. That's what those funds are going to be helping to make possible, so we don't have to stop the work of navigating this life and getting us all back together. So we are super grateful, friends, for all of that.
Well, it's been nice to spend some time with you virtually, which is what we do a lot of these days. It's also been fun to do this in an environment with children in the background making noise and playing on a playground. And we look forward to welcoming you back to being a part of the activity at each of our 4 sites. We continue to be grateful for your partnership, friendship, and support. I hope this update has been helpful. Again, we are hopeful and optimistic, and all things considered, your camps are doing well. We will need your help through the end of the year and into next year. But again, just wanted to give you an update. I hope this is helpful. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Be safe, and blessings to every one of you. Thank you.
Thanks, friends.